Our viewers shared many concerns about the divisive state of politics within the state. One of the people taking our survey wants to know how each of you plan to get Democrats and Republicans to work together. You all have 90 seconds. We'll begin with Mr. Greitens.
Look, it's very simple. This is what leaders do. Leaders have to bring people together to work together. And that's what I've done doing humanitarian work overseas, when I worked in one of Mother Teresa's homes for the destitute and dying, when I worked in Cambodia with kids who'd lost limbs to landmines, kids who were survivors of polio. That's what I did as a Navy SEAL who served 4 tours overseas. And that's what I've been doing for the last 8 years, working with returning veterans. What we did to be successful was that we brought people out together. We asked people to serve together. This year we're going to be serving over 7,000 veterans around the country. But we also went out to people who had veterans in their families, or maybe people who just respected our military and were patriots, and we asked them to join them in our mission. At the Mission Continues, we've been successful because we had over 100,000 people come out to it to actually embrace our mission and to work beside us. And I've gone out to the Ferguson-Florissant School District with hundreds of our veterans to rebuild an outdoor playground. I've gone out to churches for church rehabilitation projects, in schools for school rehabilitation projects. We've worked together with Fox Sports Midwest to build baseball fields all over the state. What happens is that when you have strong leaders who are willing to call on people and ask them to step forward to do something positive, people come together.
Job done. My first opportunity to understand teamwork in action was in the Marine Corps. These are generally smaller units that give you a tremendous amount of responsibility. And they drill down the accountability and responsibility down to the unit leader and down to the individuals. I saw what teamwork in action does in the Marine Corps. And then when I came back to the small family business, we pulled together people from different backgrounds and experiences. A lot of these folks didn't have higher educations or impressive backgrounds, but they had a heart. They had a work ethic. And we treated each other's family, and every single time we got together, I always talked about we're a team, a family, working together. And many times I'd say we're just a bunch of ordinary people working together to achieve teamwork. Go to Africa on the mission field, all kinds of beliefs, all kinds of ideas. How do you bring 400 different pastors together and all focus in the right direction? You know, at the end of the day, it starts with mutual respect and caring for one another, and doing a lot more listening than talking.
Go to St. Louis and ask around about my reputation. Ask them if there is an atypical Republican who, throughout his career, has showed up in the minority community, working with people, working with Democrats, working with Republicans, working with people of goodwill from all parts of the region on housing, on school choice, and championing those issues that would make a difference in the lives of those people. Who has not asked anyone's politics, and who has made clear that I'm willing to work with anyone of goodwill, anywhere in this state. You know, there was an article in the St. Louis American, there was a column, a regularly weekly feature in that paper, an African-American newspaper called The Eye. And The Eye used to be written in more of a vernacular, I'll call it a street style. And they wrote of the lieutenant governor, me, that when you invite the dude, he shows up and he stays. And they were referring to odd-numbered years and even-numbered years. That's how I've been able to build a coalition and be a 2-time winner in 2008 and 12 statewide, when no one else on the statewide ticket for Republicans made it to the winner's circle. Now that is not nothing. To be able to carry 109 counties across this great state and get a few more votes in the minority community because I showed up year after year and proved my sincerity. And by the way, that sliming attack of a few...
Not a job where you can get on-the-job training. You need to be able to assume the duties of the governor of the state of Missouri from the first moment that you put your hand on that Bible and took that oath. And I have a track record of working across the aisle and getting things done. When we passed concealed carry in the Missouri House, I supported it. We passed it. The then Democratic governor vetoed it, and I persuaded 18 Democrats to vote with us to override his veto and make it the law here in Missouri for the first time in our state's history. When I was Speaker of the House, we ended public funding for abortions. We put the first mandatory waiting period in place on abortions, and we did that with Democrat support. There were no Republicans from the city of St. Louis or the Kansas City area. I thought it was important that their voices be represented, so I created an urban affairs committee and actually put a Democrat as chairman of that committee, even though we were the majority party. When I reformed the foster care laws in this state, more than 50 Democrats supported me. So when the day comes to start to make the kind of bold changes that we need to get this state growing again, we need someone with an established track record in the governor's office